Alright, so this is going to be my first YouTube video, I think. I'm pretty sure. Last I checked, all I had a YouTube channel for was to subscribe to other channels. But, I'm extremely into makeup. So, after all of this TMS stuff, it's probably just going to be like positive vibes and makeup. But in the time being, I want to talk about my experience with TMS therapy, which is transcranial magnetic something. I've been on almost every medication you can imagine. And I've gone to intensive outpatient. I've been inpatient. I've talked to mountains of therapists and counselors. This is sort of like my all or nothing. This is like my last strand of hope. This TMS therapy. I've been dealing with anxiety for, I feel like I've been saying 5 years for the past 5 years, but I think it's probably been around 6 or 7 years. It's gotten extremely worse. Obviously, I don't think it ever, doesn't get worse. But I have gotten sober from alcohol. Not that I was, really an alcoholic, but I decided to quit drinking. And that in itself has sort of caused, some anxiety in my head about, what am I going to do now? What am I going to do at home by myself? That kind of stuff. It kind of freaks me out. It's hard for me to be home alone. Which is why, I got 2 dogs, even though they're not humans, so they don't really help sometimes. I'm sure a lot of you with anxiety can understand that in a little bit. But today was my second day of TMS therapy. And for anybody that's getting into TMS therapy, I'd like to tell you what everybody has been telling me, because it's pretty true, is it does get better. I make it sound horrible since that's what I opened up with without even explaining myself, but it gets way better. When they, position it on your head, you have nerves that are there, and it kind of hurts. And I'm not going to lie, I've busted out in tears and yelped a little bit because of the pain. But then they just reposition it, and it's usually all good. But everybody's been telling me it gets better. And it being my only second visit, it is getting better, the pain. Which it isn't even that painful, really. Once they get to the right spot, it's really not that bad. My doctor had told me that people misdiagnosed with bipolar disorder or something like that, they usually go into a state of, a manic state, I guess. And today, I don't know if it was normal or if it was, TMS. And everybody that has these issues, I'm sure you can all, sit back and be like, oh, no, I know what you mean. But, you don't know what emotions are normal and what emotions are brought on from, a medication or, a therapy or a change that's just not normal. And I hate to use that word because normal is whatever you are. But I hope most of you understand my use for that. So I was extremely happy, and I felt like I could take on the world. And my TMS appointments are they're on the 3rd story, and there's a balcony, and that's the most terrifying thing in the world to me. And the chair is right next to the window of the building, which is not even a wall and a window. It's just a window. And I felt like I could actually walk down the balcony without freaking out. And even one of the assistants, she told me I had to go to the other office, which you got to get out of this office and then go down the balcony to go to the other office. And she's like, "Are you ready for this?" And I was like, "No." But you're going to make me do it. And so usually she has to walk on the side of the ledge, you know. But this time she was like, "I'm going to let you walk on the outside. And if you're uncomfortable, just, you know, move me." And I walked on the outside. And that's actually a huge step for me. It's a huge step for me. And yesterday during my first TMS session, I actually looked over the edge. Just a little bit. It's not like I went, you know, Titanic on it and, you know, almost leapt over. But I looked over the edge and I wasn't so scared, and that was good. That felt amazing, you know, because my job requires me to visit with a website designer that's on like the 7th frickin' floor at least once a month, and that's pretty terrifying to have to sit up there for like an hour and a half and talk about a website. But so far so good. There's really not any drastic changes other than the heights. But I'm also still on medication, which I'm trying to stop. For my first therapy session, I took one of my clonazepam because I knew I would have to be up there for a long time. And, you know, I was able to do it because of the medication. But this time I went without, and as much as I wanted to get off that chair and get my purse and take a clonazepam, I didn't. And I kind of freaked out a little bit on the inside, but not to the extent where it was unbearable. So that's nice. I hope all of this really does work, and I guess in the next 6 weeks we will find out. And I hope that, you know, people that are looking into TMS can watch these videos and get some guidance. I really don't know what else to explain. I know there's a lot to explain, but I'm already on 8 minutes, so I don't want to take up too much of anybody's time. I guess I will see you guys for day 3.